So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niren here, and today it is time for me to bring you a slightly different video in comparison to the usual portrayal of FIFA 19 career mode at the moment. Today, I'm actually going to be bringing you my favourite things about FIFA 19 career mode. I'm not going to lie, overall this game mode is still rather underwhelming, but it doesn't mean that there aren't any positives at all within the game mode. So rather than ranting and raving about this game mode, which I'm sure EA's career mode developers already know is the hot topic of the conversation at the moment, I'm going to be bringing some things that I actually do like and some things that I hope will remain in the game mode. Now, if you go on to enjoy the video, slap a like on it, and of course subscribe if you are new to the channel. First of all, this is both big and small at the same time. I don't know, it's quite a difficult one to describe because it's not a big, revolutionary thing, but it's something that a lot of people have been asking for quite some time, and this is the fact that your actual, numbers and stuff change when you get promoted, and the badges on your shirt, they actually, change when you get to the Premier League, which doesn't sound like all that much, but when you're doing a road to glory, and on previous FIFAs, you'd arrive in the Premier League, you've spent maybe 4 seasons trying to get to the pinnacle of the country or the league system that you're working with, and then you've still got, the Championship logo, for example, or the League 2 logo, and the numbers and the font, and it's just annoying more than anything. It's just extremely frustrating, so I'm glad they have changed that, and now when you get promoted from the Championship, you get the Premier League branding, and then vice versa. When you get relegated from the Premier League, you get the Championship branding, and it also works in other countries as well. If you get relegated from the Bundesliga, you get the Bundesliga 2 branding, and then if you get relegated to the third tier, you get that. The only place it doesn't work with, is Italy, because they haven't got the branding or the licensing, for Calcio B, or Serie B, it's called Calcio B. So when you get relegated from Serie A, you just get nothing on the sleeve, which is slightly frustrating, but hopefully they'll bring that branding and licensing to the table at some point soon, hopefully on FIFA 20. But yeah, that's something that I like. It's a small addition, but it just adds a bit of class, I guess. Now, the next one rectifies an issue that almost made FIFA 18 borderline, unplayable career mode-wise. This was such a huge issue that it made it so unenjoyable to play career mode, and that is that now you get increases in your transfer budget based on how you did compared to your objectives the season before. So if you exceed your expectations or you match the board objectives, especially financially, you'll get an additional amount of money in your transfer budget for, say, season number 2, which is huge and so good because it actually reflects the prize money that you would win in the season before. On FIFA 18, you'd get all this prize money for winning the Premier League or getting into Champions League or something, and then you'd have a budget of £6 million the next season, and it was infuriating because it meant you just couldn't buy players unless you sold players that you already had. It was a nightmare. So at least that has now been fixed. That's actually a really good thing. One thing I would say, I know you can't please anyone seemingly, but it's a little bit overpowered. You're getting £140 million as a transfer budget, which I welcome because it means I can go out and buy a very decent player, but it is a lot. It's a lot of money, I can't lie. It almost maybe needs to be maybe 80 or 90 rather than up in the hundreds, but it's better than nothing, so I will happily take it. If the choice is getting £0 for every season or getting too much, I would rather have too much, I can't lie. Number 3 is an exceptionally simple one, and that's just the fact they've slapped ultimate difficulty into career mode now. You can't begin to understand how infuriating it was knowing there was a better difficulty in, squad battles or something in flipping Ultimate Team, yet they had, for some reason, not put it into career mode. The fact that we have that now is very, very good. I would say it still needs to be a little bit better, but imagine if we'd had Legendary for this game mode and that was it this year. It would be a shambles. I'd need to be running extreme sliders already. As it stands, I can just about get away with normal Ultimate difficulty for now without having to affect the sliders at all. Maybe in a couple of months I'll need to start fiddling around with sliders or whatever once I get to learn the weaknesses of the AI a little bit more, but for now, it's definitely a step in the right direction, so I'm really glad they went ahead and did that one. Number 4 is actually a slightly divisive one, and it's the new table system. I actually really like it, but I know a lot of people for some reason don't. I mean, I'm not gonna say for some reason, it's your own opinion, whatever, but personally, it makes things a lot easier. I know, I mean, for the same reason, some people don't like the squad hub because it's almost like very difficult to present maybe on a from a YouTube standpoint, but in terms of ease of access, it's so much easier to do everything. Like with a table system, you can just press Y and you can get to any league you want, because I'm not being funny, but having to scroll through every league with the trigger button was so infuriating. It's a positive thing. It makes life a lot easier and it displays everything a lot nicer as well. I just personally like it. I like that little menu. It's nothing big, it's nothing to write home about, but it's something that's improved in my opinion. In detail tactics is point number 5, and I know this is more of a gameplay thing, but it is really, really good for career mode as well. The fact that you can do dynamic tactics, so whenever you go to ultra defensive, for example, it will set up a certain way, give you a certain formation, without you having to actually alter it during the middle of the game, which was extremely time consuming. But I like the fact that it's more than just formations, and more than just the personnel on the pitch. It's pressing and build-up play, and width and depth of your defensive line, and stuff like that. You can really, really change things in detail. If you want to defend, you will actually defend. Like, I was getting so many times I'd go to ultra attacking on FIFA 18, and it was, okay, you were getting a couple more players going forward, but I wasn't getting the kitchen sink thrown at the opposition, even on all-out attack sometimes. The only thing I noticed with all-out attack would be that your defenders would be out of position, and that was pretty much it. Like, you wouldn't even necessarily get that many more players bombarding the opposition, so at least now you can do it manually. It makes for a bit of a difference in actual gameplay. When you go to ultra attacking, you can actually physically notice you're on ultra attacking, because your players press more, the long ball starts coming out, and your defenders start running forward, and you've got players packing the penalty area for corners and free kicks and stuff, and I just personally really like that. I think it needed maybe a bit more of a tactical element, so I'm glad they've implemented that to the game generally, but also I like the impact that it's had on FIFA 19 career mode as well. Point number 6 is that AI transfers are a lot less scripted. This might just be something that I'm imagining, but personally, when I go into different various saves, I'm not really seeing the same transfer ever happening. Like, ever. I noticed some players don't really ever leave. I've never seen Kylian Mbappe join another team, for example. I very rarely see Paulo Dybala leave Juventus. However, when it comes to the actual signings that do happen, they're barely ever the same. Like, I very, very rarely have seen a player playing for the same team in different career mode saves when they haven't started there. Like, scripted transfers almost don't exist anymore. I do like the system that they've got. It's almost like the players that get bidded for match the league or the team that's making the bid, which is nice, rather than a specific team they should go for. I mean, I remember back in the day, I can't remember, what was the transfer? David Alaba would always go to Juventus or Manchester City, and that just isn't a thing anymore. I don't really see players going to the same clubs in different career mode saves all the time. It is really random, and it's nice because it means that random things can happen to the AI teams during the course of a career mode save. Like, for me, if you want to check out the video on the top right of the screen, cheeky plug, but I did a video about career mode in 2030, and Manchester United got relegated. And that's just purely chance. That's just purely because they either made bad transfers or didn't strengthen in one position, or maybe ran out of good players in one position, but it's not scripted, and I love that. There's a bit of unpredictability. Penultimate thing I'll mention is slightly similar to the first one, but it's to do with like the badges and stuff when you're in different competitions. When you're in the Carabao Cup, for example, the Premier League logo won't be there. When you're in the Champions League, the Carabao Cup logo won't be there, or the FA Cup logo won't be there. Everything is suited to the actual competition you're playing in, which I think is quite nice. It's just a nice little touch. It probably took barely any time at all to implement, and I understand that. I'm not saying these are huge game-changing things, but they are improvements. They are something, at least, to show, yeah, okay, EA at least thought about this game mode this year. And again, that's something that I just like. It's a nice little touch. The final thing I want to mention is the new cutscenes, both in the news section and also before games start, especially in the Champions League. They're nothing massive, again, but they do show a little bit of thought from EA towards career mode, at least. When it comes to the cutscenes before the games, you've got the Champions League, especially when you've got your players doing little kick-ups in the pre-match routines and stuff. And then also when it comes to the news section, you've got players walking off the bus before an away game. You've got the Champions League little draw section, and then obviously the new graphics for the Champions League group stages in the news section. And then also when you sign a new player, they do that like kick-up thing and they're getting presented in front of the stadium. It would be nice to see them as actual cutscenes, not just in the news, but it's at least a step in the right direction. Anyway, that'll wrap up today's video. If there's anything you think I missed, drop it down in the comment section below. But if you enjoyed the video, slap a like on it, and of of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. It's the big red button under the video, and it massively helps me out. You can follow me on social media these days too. My Twitter and Insta are at @theofficialfng, and links are down below. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
Yeah, you the best, no lies.